What's up everyone? As you guys know, we bought this minivan a while back and we are planning to swap a different motor into it and boost it. But for now, I figured we could have some fun with this old motor and see how well it holds up to some nitrous. So I got this nitrous bottle a while back from Brent, and Hayden had these nitrous solenoids that he got from a guy that he's letting me use for this. And I also got a 255 Walbro fuel pump because we're gonna need a little more fuel for it. Got a momentary switch, push button switch, and then I also got the nozzle, and this is gonna be a wet kit. So it's gonna be spraying NOS and fuel at the same time. And it should be pretty easy to install. I already ran the line that goes to the bottle in the back. It's just going through the firewall right now. And all I gotta do is hook up the switch to the solenoids, run a fuel line to one of the solenoids, and then run all that into this nozzle right here, and then put that into the intake. So I'm gonna try to run either like a 75 or 100 shot on this thing, see if it will hold, and just try to have some fun with it. It's already getting pretty late out right now, so hopefully we can have this thing done by tonight and actually get to test it by tomorrow. So I'm gonna get started on it right now. So I got both solenoids wired up. I think it's right. I just got one wire from each going together, and then one side just goes to a ground and then the other goes to the positive on the battery. But I found out that the switch I have is not a momentary switch. It like stays on once you click it. So you'll hear the solenoids go. So right there, they're on. And if I don't hit the button again, they stay on, and I have to click it again to turn them off. So I really don't want that. I want to be able to push this down, and then when I let go, they're off again. Because right now they're on, and then once I click it again, you can hear them kind of turn off. Then they're off. So I need to go pick up a new switch or a new button so that they only stay on when I press it down, and then when I let go, they turn off, and not have to click it again to shut them off. Like, I can do it with this one if I just press it lightly and it works, but I don't want that to stay on by accident. So, gonna go get a new button real quick. So we just got back in Charlie's wagon. We went to Home Depot and a couple other local auto parts stores, but I didn't find any momentary push buttons that I liked. They were all like a little too big, and I wanted to find a red one because that's like typically what you would see for NOS. So I'm pretty sure Brent has one, so I'm just gonna hold off until tomorrow and I'll just use this one for now. It does work, it's just hard to tell if it's on or off because right now it's on, and that would be bad if I started up the car and just left it already on and it's just spraying gas and NOS constantly. That probably isn't too good. So I'm gonna change that switch out tomorrow, but for now, I'm going to get the fuel rail pulled and tap off of that for the fuel line right here. I'm just gonna drill through it, tap it out, and I have a fitting that I can screw right into the fuel rail, and then that will provide the solenoid with fuel. And then after I get that done, I'm going to be pulling off this black intake tube right here and either drill a hole into this and then put the nozzle wherever it went right here. Either put the nozzle into the stock plastic intake right there, or drill a hole a little closer to the throttle body and go into the throttle body itself right here. So I will see once I get that far, but for now I'm going to get the fuel line ran, and then I can also get the NOS line ran to this solenoid right here. The bottle is empty, by the way, so I need to get that filled tomorrow as well. And this has been on that whole time, and that solenoid was getting warm. That's exactly why I do not like that push button at all. So I'm gonna get that fuel rail pulled off and get it tapped. So I just got the fuel rail put back on. I got my fitting threaded into the rail, and then I didn't leave much space. I got a little too close to this throttle cable bracket, but it fits. So I got everything tightened down, and I'm gonna prime the fuel pump right now and make sure nothing leaks. And then I'm gonna hit my button and make sure gas is coming out of the solenoid like it should. So, see if it works. Yeah, and I gotta grab my key. It's $2.
Dude, you and keys.
Oh, here it is. I know, I lose all my keys.
Yes, you do.
Got too many to keep track of. See any leaks?
Nope.
Alright, let me see this. I'll hold it.
Fucking
Ready? Shoot it on the ground. Shit! Let me start
prime it. No, prime it some more.
Here, watch. Ready? I'm just click it on, and it's gonna stay on now. So I'm just gonna prime it and see if it blows out of that.
Bad idea, but okay.
Fuck it.
I mean, whatever. It's just fuel. Prime it again. There you go. Whoa, fucking Jesus. Holy shit. Yes. Undo the switch. And now
works.
prime it again and build up pressure in it.
What?
I'll be able to see it better. I don't know how well you can see it.
Just let me plug the injectors in real quick, and then I can start it.
Because it don't look like there's any leaks. Did you checked all these fittings, obviously?
No, I did not
You
actually.
didn't double check them?
Nope.
It is a bad idea.
I assumed they would be good. Yeah, I'm just gonna start it up.
And then, you want to click the switch, right?
Yeah. We'll double check for me.
I mean, nothing shot out of it, so. Thing runs like booty hole.
Yeah, it's 300,000 on it.
Jesus.
Ready? Oh!
Don't spray it on Lucy.
Dude, you can make a flamethrower with this. You can hear the car die.
But yeah, it's losing so much fuel.
That's so much.
Dude, you might.
Oh shit.
You might not even need the fuel pump.
I might.
You probably will, though.
I might as well. Brett said I had to put it in.
Yeah. So you don't have enough pressure, it might mess it up.
Everything on the fuel rail seems good, nothing leaked, and the solenoid fired like it should. And I just got the intake tube pulled off, the plastic stock one, and right now I'm going to drill a hole in it right here, and then probably just try to tap the nozzle in, even though I should probably put a nut like on the backside to hold it, because the plastic's not gonna be strong enough, but I think it should work. I'm just gonna make the hole pretty tight and then run the tap through it and pretty much just thread this into the plastic. I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect. As long as it goes down in there and doesn't come out, I'm not gonna be too worried about it. So I'm gonna get a hole drilled right through here and then tap that out real quick. So I just got the nozzle into the stock intake pipe. I ended up just drilling a hole that was slightly smaller than the threads on that nozzle, and then I just force threaded it in there. This is more of like a rubber, so it's not really a hard plastic. So that guy just sunk right down in there, and it's actually pretty tight. Like, that's not gonna be going anywhere unless this thing nitrous backfires and blows it apart, which I won't really care if it does. Kind of hard to see, but I got the nozzle pointing right at the throttle body. So when I hit the button and it sprays the nitrous and fuel, that will go straight into the intake, which is what you want. You don't want that nozzle like aiming against the way the airflow is going. So that'll be a nice clear path straight into the intake manifold. And now I can install this tube back onto the car and then hook up the nitrous and fuel line to the nozzle. But before I hook the lines up to the nozzle, I need to make sure that I have my jets put in. So these little guys right here are actually what determine how much power the car will be getting. So these restrict the amount of NOS and fuel that go into the car, and this is actually what determines like a 50 shot or a 75 shot or a 100 shot. It's all in this jet right here. So you need this or else you're gonna blow shit up. And right now I only have the one jet for the fuel, so I can get the fuel line on, but I still need the jet for the nitrous, and I need the jet that matches this fuel one right here. They usually correspond with each other. You want to have a certain size fuel jet with a certain size nitrous jet, and this jet I have right here for the fuel should be around a 75 to 100 shot. of fuel and nitrous once I get the other jet. So it is quite a bit for this car. It should be able to hold up, and hopefully we don't blow it up right away, but I guess we will find out. But I can at least get the fuel line screwed on for now, and then I'm just gonna wait until I get the second jet tomorrow from Brent, and then I will be able to screw my nitrous on once I get that. So I'm gonna get this tube back into the car and then get the fuel line screwed on to the nozzle. Well, that's as far as I'm gonna get on it tonight. I just kind of hose clamped the solenoids together and zip tied them up to this bolt. Looks kind of jank, but it will work. I figured I should at least try to keep them off the motor because it gets pretty hot. So tomorrow I still got to install the fuel pump, go get the bottle filled up, and then run the wiring inside the car instead of it hanging on the outside like that. Then get the last jet I need for the nitrous side on that nozzle and hook that line up, and then hook the bottle up and bring it to Brent and see if it holds up. And if it doesn't, it's whatever. It'll be funny to watch it blow up either way. So I'm gonna continue on this thing tomorrow and we'll see how far we get. Hopefully it all works out.